welcome to today's video where we're going to look at what to ask a mortgage broker, how to speak to mortgage brokers and attain the information that you need to see how you can move forward with a deal. So this is almost like part of the preparation before purchasing a property. So currently I found this amazing property. I've been driving through this area and you know, it's such a beautiful area of Swansea, and I see these buildings, a particular area in Swansea. I see it and I'm like, you know what, I would actually really like to have a HMO here. And then this property came on the market, and so I'm extremely interested in it. So in this video I really just want to take you through the phone call that I'm going to have with the mortgage broker. I've never spoken to him before, but a phone call with the mortgage broker to see what financing this deal looks like and then what the refinancing of this deal looks like, so I can get an overall wholesome picture around the money, the investment to go in, and also the money that will be made, which obviously I know that information, but share that with the mortgage broker so I can see how he will help me finance this deal, or help me understand what I need in order to finance this deal. I found this person on Facebook. So it's not, you know, it's not no magic to it. I do have a broker already, but I've reached out to other investors to ask them specifically about this deal because I haven't done anything like this before. And Facebook's a great place to go and speak to other people who are a lot more experienced than yourself and have done certain things, and then you can attain from them or ask them how to do it. How did y'all do it? Talk me through this process. But a lot of it, you know, I already know already. So, you know, finding the property, understanding the numbers, doing the due diligence, I already know all of that. To be honest, even purchasing a HMO, I've gone through that process before with an investor. However, this one is for me. Oh, it's so exciting. It is for me, and it's quite big. I've never gone past 6 bedrooms. This is 12. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how that looks moving forward. So I'm really excited about this. Originally I've been looking for buildings that can be converted into flats, and to be honest, that's why I did look at this. It is to be converted into flats. It already has planning permission though for the HMO. So, you know, and HMOs bring in a lot of money. So this one, you know, is predicted to be able to bring in £64,000 based on my research. 64,800 to be exact. But then the expenditure is a lot too. You know, you're looking at around £420 to get it up and running, but then it will bring in 64,000. So, you know, that sounds quite decent to me. Whereas four flats bringing in about 600 each, you're not looking at as much. I mean, I don't even need to work the numbers on that. You're not looking at as much. So that's why sometimes, yes, looking at a block of flats is great. If it's already a block of flats and all you have to do is just change a few things to make it, you know, modern and legalize it, then that's great. But this building is complete and utter disgusting. It needs a total renovation. So that's why I'm going to consider the 12 bed. The money looks good with the 12 bed. Now let's see what it looks like financing it. I've gone through the planning portal. I've looked at the plans. I've looked at pretty much everything I need to look at.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Can I speak to Qadir, please?
Speaking.
Hi, it's Sabrina from Facebook.
Oh, hi, Sabrina.
Yes, you remember.
Get in touch. How are you keeping?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good. So is this your first HMO venture, or have you done one before?
It's the first one in my name.
Okay, so let me just briefly tell you what we do, etc. So you're familiar with that. So basically, my day job is running my own buy-to-let portfolio, and I do a little bit of development. So I'm doing 10 flats at the moment.
Oh, fantastic.
Which incidentally was actually an HMO, funny enough. So back in '99, I bought a pub and I converted it to 18-bedroom HMO.
Okay, great.
And then obviously I'm now looking to do another development of 14 units after that. So that's
Okay.
my other size job.
Fantastic. You're familiar with bigger size HMOs, not the smaller ones, below 6. This.
Yeah, no, I am. I have to confess, I like the smaller one. Full-time job. Plus I look to do mostly hands-off now.
So flats pretty much suits that structure a lot better, isn't it? Because you've got these people who have their own, they take care of the bills, everything, and all you do is just maintain the building.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one that you're looking at.
Yes.
So what's the makeup of it?
So it's currently a cafe, and it has planning permission for 12 ensuite bedrooms. Initially, when I looked at the building, I preferred flats as well. So what I look for generally is buildings that can be that are already converted into flats, to be honest. But the HMO income obviously is a lot more than just doing 5 flats.
Conversion costs are going to be lower for you as well.
If doing a HMO, yes. So I'm in an arm between HMO, but it's already got the planning. It's already kind of good to go for that. So what I wanted
Where is the site?
It's in Swansea. So what I wanted to do is just understand what financing is available at the moment. I'll be potentially working with.
Currently, in your own personal name.
Yeah.
Have you got any buy-to-lets or any HMOs? Because basically, what they do. With HMOs, most lenders want at least 12 months experience.
As a landlord?
As a landlord, yeah.
I've got 12 months experience as a landlord in my own name.
Well, as an HMO landlord.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but the other thing is, there is a lender who, so the way they fund it, obviously, at the moment the property is commercial, is it?
Yes.
So that's a good thing because you don't have to pay the additional 3% surcharge on the stamp duty.
Okay, excellent. That's good to know.
Yeah, if the building has any element of commercial property on it, then it counts against the whole thing. So that's good news. And is the ground still going to remain commercial, or is it all going to be converted to residential?
It would all be converted to residential.
Okay. Well, the other good news for you is that if you had done it to flats, you may have had to pay a sill levy, which you don't on an HMO. Oh,
you don't pay the sill? Okay.
I don't think so. Not on HMO.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I checked out. I don't know what the Welsh rules are, but on HMOs generally, because you're not creating additional sort of dwellings. Really, it's still the same footprint, isn't it? You're not going outside the boundaries, are you?
No, we're not adding to the floors.
So my view, do get it checked, but I don't think there's still levy be due on it.
I'll have it checked.
The other caveat segue is, in future, if you decide that you want to convert it to flats, normally, if you obviously have to convert something to flat, you have to go through the process of application where they want to see parking and all that rubbish.
Yeah.
But if it's an existing residential dwelling, like an HMO, you don't necessarily need to have the parking. Or they can't refuse you planning because footfall is lower on flats than on HMO.
Yes, and you've already got 12. So
where I'm building, if that wasn't an HMO, they probably wouldn't have given me a planning for 10 units. So because it was already an HMO, my argument was, but you already got 20 people living there, it's a much bigger footfall. Whereas I'm going to reduce the footfall. Changing from HMO to flats also become easier. So that's just something to bear in mind for future.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what's the purchase price?
It's on for 350, but I'm looking at around 300 to 325. They're open to offers as well. They're fine with that. And the renovation costs, I'm looking at around 120 to 150 in terms of refurb costs.
And you need funding for those, or you not fund them yourself?
I will need funding for that.
Okay. And how much deposit can you put down in terms of purchase?
Well, this is what I wanted to understand. What lender could give me the best rates, and then understand what those rates are? I'm presuming I'd have to put down 25 to 30% deposit.
Yeah, so the thing is, you can only do it through bridge. So you can't get a term loan on it because obviously the building doesn't lend itself for what we want to use it for.
Yeah.
So it has to be converted. So term lenders only lend you once you can say, I'm going to use it as an HMO, it's an HMO, here's my license, and so on. Whereas if it's currently in a state where it needs work and it's going to be converted, the only funding you can get is the short-term funding, which is bridge funding.
Yeah, bridging.
So there's two types of bridge funding. One is straightforward, just a bridge funding for you to purchase and then do a little bit of doing up, etc.
Yeah.
You refinance it. This particular one, they would call basically would be a refurbishment bridge. I assume there is no structural changes to it?
No.
Okay, so if there's no structural changes, then it's just going to be cosmetic internally, obviously. Are these all en suite?
They are.
Good, that's a good idea. One thing I'm getting a feedback from a lot of my clients is that since the COVID, a lot of prospective tenants
Just one.
Prefer their own amenities. They don't like sharing them anymore.
Yeah,
so, and one or two of my clients, one of the clients, he's got 3 HMOs, and he goes, out of the 3, 2 of them are all on suite, and he goes, they were a lot easier to fill in than the ones that didn't
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a good idea that, you know, you're going with en suite.
Yeah, definitely.
And how many kitchens are you going to have in there in total?
It's going to have 2 kitchens, and then 1 big communal room, all on 1 floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously
but then the 2 kitchens will be fully equipped, you know, in line with the planning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the only thing, what I'll have to do is I'll have to check. I'll go and check. I mean, have you got any other funds to do the work?
Well, what I was going to do is raise the finance. I've borrowed money a number of times from investors for private lending, and seeing if I could raise the deposit on that, and then
raise it on your mum's property, because that's going to be the cheaper, and then you pretty much, you know, you get 1.2%. I mean, if you borrow 100 grand at 1.2%,
yeah, that's quite cheap.
1,200 quid.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, if somebody lends you privately 100 grand, they're going to charge you 10 to 15%.
At least 8 to 10. Yeah, so that would be the cheapest way.
That would be the cheapest, and you can even do what you call, basically a mortgage without early repayment charges. So if your mum actually doesn't want to put her property as a security, so she wants to pay it off in future, we can do a remortgage with no early repayment charge product. So once you finish that project, you can refinance it at full open market value. Because
that's exactly what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they can see that basically you've done the works, you've added value to it. The property is now worth 500, 600, whatever. So what do you think the end value is going to be? About 500?
Well, this is what I wanted to understand, how that would work from a HMO perspective, because I know you've got the bricks and mortar value, and then you've got the commercial value if you was to go for commercial lending, which I was leaning more to that side, because I hear the valuation's quite different. They're based on the income times 9 or 10%.
Yeah, I mean, there's elements. If you spoke to a lender and say, will you do a commercial value, will you do a bricks and mortar? They always say, well, it depends on sort of surveyor comments and what have you. But generally, if you get a sort of property that's earning, there's 12 units earning, I mean, what's the rent you're going to get per room?
Well, it would be $450 per room minimum. That's 5,000 a month, just over 5,000 a month. So that's 64 a year.
6,000 a year. So,
yeah.
I mean,
64
you conservatively value that, say, 600, because generally you get 8 to 9% return on an HMO.
Yeah, yeah.
So if it's valued at 600 on a conservative figure, then you could easily refinance it at 75 loan to value.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So you pull out pretty much most of the cash that you put in.
Absolutely. Would that be the bricks and mortar value or the commercial? That's from a commercial perspective.
That will be, I mean, bricks and mortar value might take it slightly above,
a bit below, isn't it?
Value. But I mean, like I said to you, it's a difficult one. I mean,
so you could just look at both of them, I guess. I guess when valuing this, I'd look at both brick and mortar value and commercial value, and then at least make sure the numbers work with both of them.
Regardless, to be honest, the value does that regardless, because obviously he can see that it's like doing a small. Say for example, you had a 3-bedroom mid-terrace. I have to give you an example. I'm working on 3 cases for a client at the moment, ready. All 3 properties on one road, and he's made them into 6-bedroom HMOs, earning 3,500 per month. On the same road, he's got a 3-bedroom mid-terrace, single let, earning 1,200. Now the same lender valued that at 325, and they valued the HMOs at 500. So they've obviously taken but obviously he's extended it as well, because the other ones are now 6 bedrooms. Single. So they do take that into account. But if you ask them, oh, is this a commercial valuation or a bricks and mortar? They sort of say, well, we sort of look at what the surveyor is saying. So if you just want purely commercial valuation, then you go to the likes of Interbay or Hampshire Trust Bank. I don't like using them personally.
Okay.
The rate obviously is reflected in the commercial valuation. So the rate you will be paying typically could be 4.4%, 4.5%, whereas with the other ones, 4.7%. Whereas with the other lenders, you could be looking at about 3.8, 3.7. So you do save that.
Yeah.
And
So
to be honest, in that sort of investment, what I look to do is if I can pull all my cash out, whatever I put into it, happy Larry,
that's the key thing. Yeah, that's the key thing. So what I'm trying to attain is when I'm looking at, say, this HMO, how... That was such a good question. I want to know how to work out how to value this.
Oh, sorry, I cut off there.
That's okay. So I won't keep you much longer because I know time's going on now.
No, that's fine.
So I was going to say, so just in terms of understanding how to work out a property like a HMO, do I look at the income times annually, or do I look at the bricks and mortar value? I'm just wondering, how do I get to the end value of a property like this? How do you...
I think you've got to look at the income.
So it is income, okay.
Because obviously it is income that will drive the viability of the project and the valuation as well. Even those who say we only do bricks and mortar, for example, they will still take into account, like I said, on those 3 terrace properties, the 2 were HMO, one was, exactly the same. All it was, one had a loft conversion. But generally, if you have a loft conversion, just a single let, it doesn't go up by 150 grand in value. Yet these ones were, purely because they were receiving 40 or £1,000 a year income. So,
I see.
To give you another example, the way, for example, it works on a bridge purchase. Because I think that's the critical bit from your point of view. So if you buy, say, for 325, and let's just say that you borrowed up to 75% gross, and what do you think your time program will be? How long will it take you to do the whole thing?
Realistically, I'd say about 9 months, 9 to 10 months.
So I would take 12 months term, always built in a little bit extra, just to be on the safe side. So at the moment, how much funds have you got available yourself? That you borrowed or that you have your own?
Not much.
Okay, fine.
So a lot of it will be borrowed.
The thing is, most high street lenders have a 70-year age limit.
Okay.
But Santander is 75, but that will only give you 15-year term. So obviously, if you go with 15-year term on, then let's just say you borrow 125 grand.
The rates,
On the 15-year term, the monthly payments obviously would be pretty steep because obviously they're arranged over a shorter term. For that you're looking at typically about £800 a month repayment. But if you're able to find a lender that can do a 25-year term, then you'd be looking at around about £517, which is hopefully easily manageable.
A lot more manageable. Okay.
And the other thing you could do is that you can, whatever interest you incur, because also you're going to use this funds to, obviously for a business purpose, so whatever charges, interest you incur on that, you can offset that against your tax bill.
Yes, yeah.
And the other thing you will do is that money that you will take, you will actually loan that to your limited company as a director's loan.
Okay.
And then obviously as the business starts making profit, you can then take that loan out. Take it out. That's right. Because you will have 2 choices. So you can either, once you've done the works on the HMO, you can then refinance the HMO, pull your money out. You got a choice: either you pay back the mortgage, or the monthly payments we could pay from the business. And what we'll do is the money that we raise, if we got 100 of them, we'll get another project.
Because that would be the aim. Is to
look at 12. Just look at something like buy a couple of derelict properties, do them up, refinance them. Because this is how I've sort of mentored a lot of investors. This is what I've done myself. So my aim is always get into a property, add 25 to 30% value into it, and then refinance, put my own money out, and go on to the next project. So I always sort of work that way. So this development I'm doing, I'm spending £500,000. I will fund it all myself. I've got buy-to-let with that scheme then. So this site is now unencumbered. GDV touchwood is about 2 million.
Okay.
My aim is to pull out about 1.3.
Yeah.
Go on to the next project. I'm looking at an office building to convert. So that's the way you can sort of do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay.
So you know how bridging works?
I know how bridging works. Yeah, I know how bridging works because you get it over up to, it's usually up to 18 months, isn't it? The term's about 0.6.
You can do 12 months, you can do 15, 18.
Yeah.
What they do is they roll up the payments for the duration of the term. Yeah. So for example, if you bought this for 325 at 75%, roughly the net figure you will receive is 215,000. So in
Okay.
essence, you have to then come up with about 110.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then obviously you then have to evidence to the lender how you're going to fund the refurbishment costs, which are, did you say about 100,000?
Yeah, around 120. Yeah,
120. Okay. So that's where the lender will get a survey done based on the development. They won't just do a normal bricks and mortar survey. So the surveyor will go in and he will value the property as it is, and then so they can base their lending on the current one, and then he will say, right, once these works have been done, this money has been spent, the property will be worth X, the amount of rental it can obtain is X, and that then, because obviously the bridge lender will want to see that there is enough there for you to A, purchase it, B, develop it, so then at the end you can come out of it with a good rate.
Yeah.
One of the lenders I work with, they actually offer both development, bridging, and term products.
See, that's what I was looking for, like Precise Mortgages do something like that. And I was looking for...
No, this is not one for Precise. This is too much for Precise.
Yeah, this is probably too... But yeah, I mean, on a smaller scale, on a residential buy-to-let scale, they do something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
So, I mean, this particular lender, so they do, term loans as well. And the good thing is, they do HMOs up to 15 rooms. So again, it ticks another box for you.
Yeah.
So for example, let's just say that they valued it at 600,000.
Yeah.
And you were getting very conservative, 4.5 grand. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can actually, funny enough, so refinance.
That would be nice.
I need to know. So you can actually borrow 450,000 on it. So up to, so even on a rental of say 4,000.
Is that
still this?
Oh, is that on the refinance? If once the value's done. Oh, okay.
Even if you got 4 grand rental.
Yeah.
Right. So we're being very, very conservative here.
Yeah.
If you got a 4 grand rental, you can borrow 450,000. So you can either go for a 2-year deal, which is 3.79, or you can go for a 5 years fixed, which is 3.99 at 15.26 a month.
Okay.
That's the same lender, so they'll give you the money to purchase the property, to develop it, and then to exit with them. So that'll save you the costs of, because normally what happens is that obviously you get the bridge and the development from one lender.
Yeah.
Then you finance away to a different lender, but then obviously they do a survey. And obviously 12-bedroom HMOs cost a fair bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the survey fees and legals and stuff like that.
Okay.
So again, so that's, so that gives you an idea that if you,
so with that,
if you buy that 325,
yeah,
and you spend 120, that costs you 445.
That's it.
And then let's just say the borrowing costs over the 9 to 12 months, or say about 30,000. So it costs you 475 in total.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how much you can borrow, 450. So that deal stacks up beautifully.
Yeah, because you only have a little bit left in.
Into the deal is 25 grand.
Yeah, yeah, and you'd probably get that back within the first year.
Well, you get that within the first 3 months.
Well, is it? Okay.
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah. Okay, great. But then, of course, they do that in processes, isn't it? So they don't give you 450 up front. First of all, you still take out your deposit and your lender's, your refurb fees. They'll fund your refurbishment, and then on the refinance.
Exactly. So this is the, and no, the reason I'm explaining you that is that the numbers that you've given me, the figures stack up.
Yes.
The figures, say for example, if it was only giving me 375,000 or 360,000, I would have said to you, it's not really stacking up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because you're not getting your money out of the deal.
That's right.
And what you want to do is for it to have enough there so you can pull out most of your cash. The great thing with this is if you get a 450 loan, and the thing is, that's me calling that 600. So let's just say if the value is 625 and rental of even 4,000, they can still lend you 468 loan.
Oh wow, that's 460. Oh yeah, because the value's gone up to 625.
So even at 4,000 rent, so if you're achieving 5,000 a month,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
That's even
likely
better.
they'll probably value it around 650.
Yeah. Okay, so that works. That actually works quite well.
Yeah, so if that's the case, on a 650 valuation, even at 4,000 rental, it's still working out at 75% loan to value.
Mm-hmm.
That still gets you 487 and a half.
Yeah.
That's the thing, you know, they're asking for 350.
They're asking for 350. Yeah.
I'll offer them 300.
You know, that's exactly where I was going to start. Yeah, go around 300 because it just got planning permission last year March, so it's been sitting around.
It's been a year then.
Yeah, it's been a year since they got planning and.
It's not like somebody's buying the hand off. It's been there for 12 months.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I would offer 300. What you might need is an agreement in principle and stuff like that for the fund. So the way we will do is we'll do an AIP for the remortgage of the house.
Yeah.
So that proves your deposit monies. We will then get you an agreement in principle for the bridge finance. So that gives you the funding for purchasing the site.
Yeah.
And then you can go to state agents, say, right, and we will obviously have your IDs and everything on file.
Yeah.
And then basically we would then say to you, we would then email to the state agent and say, right, this is the client, we've done the financial credentials, here's the IP for the deposit, here's the IP for the purchase, these are the IDs, everything is ready.
Yeah.
Now, you know, they have to, you know,
good
so
to
they
go.
will know all your financial credentials are in place, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, just making offers these days, agents don't really take much notice of them unless
not until you can back it up
by the financial data.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, that's been very, very useful. Yeah, I think that's it. The only thing I was going to say is in terms of the fees of these kind of lenders, what kind of fees should I take into consideration when working out these calculations?
So all that stuff that I gave is included in there. So let's just look at the bridge, right? So if you purchase a worst case, I'd say worst case you purchase for 300.
Yeah.
So
well, that's best case. Worst case is 350. But no, I wouldn't go as high as 350.
yeah, so if it's 300, then typically they charge you 2% arrangement fee, which they are also deduct from the level.
Okay.
Based on this, it'd be 4,875, and then 12 months interest is 23,000, but just under 2,000 a month. So the total cost to you.
What did you say was the interest? I missed that.
243,750.
So what did you say was the interest? I missed that. The interest, the month.
23,400 for 12 months.
23,400. Okay, is that an interest amount? Is there an amount in terms of an interest rate or?
That's the total amount of interest you would pay for 12 months.
Okay, based on a loan of the 300.
243,750.
Oh, okay, 243.
75% of 325,000.
Okay. All right, that's 20. So 2,043 will be the actual loan.
23,400.
So 400. Yeah.
Monthly interest is about 1,950.
Okay. But that'd be rolled up, isn't
If
it?
you finish the project in 9 months, obviously that figure 23,400, then obviously you will then recoup that because 5,850 will be then obviously your cost will be lower by 5.5 grand because you finished the project early.
Mhm. Oh yes, yeah, and there'll be no early repayment fees or anything like that.
Yeah.
With this, do you have to pay them? Are you able to roll up that monthly payment, or do you have
that
to?
interest is rolled up. So you know when I said to you get 215 net.
Yeah.
They take the 12 months interest up front.
Oh,
That's why they
okay.
don't look at your ability to pay and everything because they know that the monthly payment's already there.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But
Yes.
if you take it for 12 months, but if you finish the job in 6 months, then obviously you will save those 6 months.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, so it'd be 75% of 300, for example, but minus fees.
Yeah.
Minus fees. Okay.
70 of 325. This particular example is 75 of 325. So if you did it for 300, then obviously that makes us a little bit better.
Oh, okay, 75, 55, yeah.
Then obviously what you pay in interest is 21,600, and the next figure you receive is 198,725.
Okay, got it. Yeah, 198. Okay.
And then only you will only be required to pay about 102,000 cash into the deal. So that still leaves you about 20 grand.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 102 cash I would need to find to put into that deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously it's about 198,725. So that's the 1,300 quid plus 101,300.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, excellent. Good. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye.
Guys, wasn't that good? I think that was really informative, really useful. Some absolutely fantastic numbers. He actually gave me specifics, and that's what I'm looking for. He has no fees for this particular thing in terms of bridging, which is great. So this kind of information you want to know now, so you can plug it into your investment calculator to see whether those numbers work for you. He obviously feels like the numbers work. I felt that they worked, which is why I know this is a deal, which is why I'm going for it. But it will, depend on so many other things. And I'm being 100% transparent with you because I know that there are amazing people out there who are investing in property and just having money fall on them. It's just raining on them. But I'm coming from a realistic point of view where there are times where you don't have the funds, you can see a great opportunity and you don't want that to stunt you. So that was it. So obviously you heard some of the details. I did block out some because obviously it's personal business, but the main thing is I wanted you to get an understanding of what you speak about with the mortgage broker. He's very forthcoming. He was very informative. As you heard, he's a developer himself, he's a landlord himself. That's the kind of people you want to work with. And he was open to do a question and answer with us. So if you guys would like to see that, just comment down below and let me know that you want to see the question and answer with him. I'm really hopeful that I get this house, but I don't get caught up in it either. There are some other potentials that I've got my eye on, but nothing as much as this one in terms of how much I've moved forward with it just yet. But yeah, I think that's it for now. Stay tuned and I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye.